Hi, I'm Stuart J. Raj,
Wimintra
and this is South by
Southeast.
bullying in Thailand and Asia. Is it a big thing here in Thailand?
I guess it's when you're young, when you are in school, primary school, junior high school, it's kind of a thing everywhere. You get picked on by your friends, or you pick on someone who's actually you feel like you can pick on.
Right.
Yeah, I have had those experience. I don't know if I would say I was bullied.
So you were bullied
I
when
was
you were a kid?
bullied when I was a kid, but it was never something physical or violent. It's always because we girls, we kind of, I'm not gonna talk to you. I will not have you in my team cheers court and stuff like that. But as a 10 years old, it was something. It was huge too. That
Right.
you would go to school and nobody would talk to you, and you kind of don't feel you didn't feel involved in anything, and you feel kind of left out. But at some point after 10, like I was 11, 12, I became that person that picked on other people. So I've learned from that. I think it's not about the victim itself. It's about that person, the bully. It's either aggression, is either low self-esteem, is self-acceptance and all that. So.
Okay, so when you were young, and so what you've just described, I don't think it's just Thai culture or anything. This happens the world over in every culture.
It's just kids being a dick.
So do you think if you weren't bullied that you wouldn't have turned into a person that bullied other people later?
I guess I couldn't blame it on anyone but myself. I think I've learned power
Okay.
in a very, very young age. So when I was bullied, when I was 10 years old, coming from a boarding school, Catholic boarding school, moved back to Bangkok, and I was left out. I was an outcast. Nobody knew me because these people, they've been in this school forever. Some of
Right.
them are friends since their parents. So I was just nobody there. So they kind of probably they don't know me. They don't how I'm gonna react. Will I come back and would I turn to be a grade student, which I wasn't until later. So it's kind of them expressing their own insecurity on me, and that's what I learned later on. That when you are insecure. So now I know who are insecure in my class, who has that low self-esteem in my class, and I kind of play on that later.
So you can zone in on it.
Yeah, so I'm like and that's why we talked about it before. Like you picked on someone that that couldn't fight back.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. But
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I mean, but that's what the pattern.
But if
it's
you
a
look
pattern.
at it though, it scales out. You pick on somebody that you're going to lose the least, which actually politically it happens. Look at all of this stuff, say, that happens in Saudi Arabia
or anywhere
or Brunei,
yeah.
but the US doesn't actually go in and attack because, or even China, if they don't like it, they are very careful with what tactics they use. But if there's another little country that they know they can totally crush, they're going to go in and do crazy stuff.
I think we play politics since we were very young, and that's why I think I was very good at my political science degree.
Okay, so what you just described too was one of the reasons that they bully you. They didn't know who you were or whatever, so it's the
Yeah.
fact that you are different.
Yeah.
And so
It's like an orientation for me for the whole year.
Okay,
Like
so-
fourth grade, like, okay, you're not gonna talk to us. We're not gonna talk to you. You're not gonna be in a team cheer squad. You're not gonna do that. But I kind of, I work my way around it because that's how I am. I kind of find my place in.
So you just use that word orientation, and actually in Thai culture, the whole orientation period going into, we call it lap nong, going to university, into the trade schools, into the military, even into like Latakan, you go through this period of lap nong orientation. In my opinion, I would call it bullying. Every year you see this week of orientation where we would call it in English hazing, and some people even die. They beat them, they drag them across gravel. Some of the military, you see them strip off and having sex acts with everybody to basically humiliate them, bring them down, and then bring them into the group.
Yeah, but it was never that bad in my university. Like the worst thing, it's already bad as far as having to attend it for the whole week of going and singing stupid song, dancing and all that, which I've never attended.
Right.
And I don't regret it at all. I just don't go. It's just a waste of my time. I could have spent my time somewhere else.
Was there? Did you receive any negative pushback? The fact that you didn't attend?
No, the only pushback that I had I didn't have enough connection with my other alumni and stuff like that. I don't have the connection with them at all because I never attended all this stuff, activities, singing and dancing and all that stupid stuff.
So the sacrifice then was that in not going through that whole process of, I would say, being bullied, but being hazed and brought in and humiliated and then brought back into them.
Yeah, the connections that you have.
You were separate from those inner
But then
groups.
I have a group of friends that I hang out with in my class, and that's fine. And again, with Thai university, I think a lot of university, I don't know about Jula, Thammasat and Kasset and my university, Kasset Side University, we have this system called Nong Pilahat, which is if my student ID is, for example, 007, and my sophomore is also 007. So she's like my bloodline. So her senior is gonna be the same number as us. So it's like a family tree going on until the senior year.
Wow, so that's fascinating. So you have a number, and someone above you has your number too.
Yeah.
And it's a genealogy. That's almost like the Sakdina system that used to be here, where you'd have numbers.
Yeah, okay, it's like a family tree. I would think it's like a family tree.
And then how does that operate? Do they have to take care of you? Do you have to serve them?
Usually no. It's never I have to serve them. It's almost like they have to take care of the freshmen. Because, I would be asking her, if you have this book, do I need to buy it? And she was like, no, you don't have to. I already bought it. I got it from my Pilahat. So it's her one above her, and then it got it from the one above her. So it's kind of like the, family tree.
So the word lahat means
code.
A code number. And so Pilahat is my elder sister or brother that has the same code as me.
So it's kind of like a support system, I guess. And I think she was very nice. At one point, I think she felt a little intimidated by me. This is what my friend said, like, why you scared her? Like, can you just ask her? And I was nice to her. And so she was nice to me.
So question with this whole Pilahat, okay, not in your experiences, but in other experiences, is it the Pilahat, the person with the same code, that is giving the punishments during orientation week?
No, it's never that. No, it's never that.
Okay, so it's a different group.
No, it's a different group. They will have a committee, like the entertainment committee that they have. Like these
entertainment
guys,
/ torture.
But see, that's never happened to us, so we don't know. Like they will do like dancing stuff. They will ask you to do some stupid dance, which is whatever the hell that is. So it's already annoying.
Yeah.
But it was never something horrible in my university or in my faculty.
In being a facilitator and a trainer, especially here in Thailand, I often see that, like, if you're doing especially team building training or something, you'll see when people have to tam tort, like if they lose, they'll come out and do these same things.
Yeah, but why dancing though? Can we do something? Can we just do, like, it's just stupid.
So they really get into it. So you can see that's actually fun. It's not
really.
But if you don't, well, they have fun when they're doing it. And so I'm traditionally, not into that. But when I run team building, I'll run these. But I understand that a lot of these activities have come from the Lap Nong ceremonies that Thai kids get indoctrinated into in their earlier years. Last question then on this then. Bring it to there's two, family level and a business level. Would you say then this whole system of like katanyu and you are one of us and you will do, could you get bullying from parents?
I don't think that is the same thing.
Okay.
I don't think parents.
So we did a video clip a while back on katanyu is basically the respect that is expected from children to parents.
Yeah, so that's like expectation and very cultural thing. But I don't think parents will bully you on purpose. They're
Right.
not like they're gonna pick on you because you're small and you're a child and you're only 40 kilos, or you have low self-esteem. I don't think parents do that on their kids, and I don't think any parents should either.
Right. But the expectations that the parent
That's
raised
different.
you and you're going to...
the whole expectation thing, the gratefulness and all that, I think it's cultural thing. I don't think it has anything to do with bullying.
Okay.
Although some parents, some mothers do that, was too bad. But I don't think it's parents bully their children is a thing.
And what about bullying in the workplace in Thailand?
I guess it's it comes into a different form. So for example, if you really like short and chubby, people will just call you like "jamam" or like "uwan" or whatever as your nickname, even though you don't want it.
Which
But
is a
they
really
will
common
just
thing
say
in
it.
Thailand. Like if you're fat, people are going to say, hey,
Uwan,
Uwan,
yeah,
hey,
like-
fatso. Or if you're dark skinned, hey, dam, like, hey, blackie.
Damani, yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah. Well, that's bully, right?
Yeah,
But
and-
then the person that is being bullied on kind of, I don't know, they kind of accept it in a way.
Well, again, it's this same mindset, though. They accept it. What are you going to do? If, say, you're in your orientation week, you're going to fight back because you've
like
come
with a
into the
bunch of-
system.
So with a bunch of like 100 people and you were the only one there.
Yeah, so calling somebody, hey, Uwan, hey, fatso, hey, blackie,
Or
is getting them used to that
Like,
hierarchy.
okay, I used to wear glasses when I was in school. People would call me, actually no, people would call me like, at the beginning they would do that, but it was never my nickname as a glasses person. And if you ask any of my friends in primary school or junior high school, they never actually think of me as a nerdy kind of
So it's like calling
thing.
someone, hey, Four Eyes.
Yeah, something like that.
But you look kind of hot as a librarian glasses look.
Yeah, not when I was 10 though.
Yeah, okay. And I would not say that when you were 10 either. I'd wait until you're 18 to say that. But
Yeah.
you do have a very good librarian look.
I could pull that off.
But anyway, let us know your experiences with bullying in Thailand or across the region. In the
Yeah.
workplace, have you seen things flow through? If you're an expat manager, are you even aware of some of the bullying that goes on? Because this is one thing that blows me away, going into companies.
But actually, when you're an expat coming to a Thai company, you were the one that getting all this lap nong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were the one that being pushed into a pool. You don't want to have to do all this crazy dance.
Yeah, okay, when
Because
you're
the
going out
Thais
and doing
love
things.
seeing expat do that.
Yeah, that's when they're in there. But I would say on the flip side too, many Thais, the trade-off that they get moving out of a Thai company and working for an international company is they break out of this whole hierarchy thing where they will not be bullied in that same way. They won't be knocked into place. And so let us know about your experiences bullying.
And I was just being bullied by this channel by some of the comments. So
Well-
cyberbullied is actually as bad.
Keyboard warriors, cyberbullies, there's a
Yeah.
fine line between discussion and bullying.
Yeah, and the scary thing, the scary thing about this whole cyber thing is you don't even need to face or interact with your victim. You kind of just hide behind your keyboard as if you were someone else. But but in Thailand it can get very nasty because we have the cyber law.
Crimes, yes.
Which some of my friend has been dragged into that, and the only way to settle it is in court. And if you're an expat living in Thailand, doing cyberbullying, that's I would think twice.
Yeah, it's you cannot say even if you're saying something true online.
Even if it was a fact,
Yeah.
you can't even do that because this case that my friend was involved,
Yeah.
like somebody said something about her. And I asked if it was true, and she was like, "It doesn't matter." Her lawyer said, the court said, "It doesn't matter if it's true or not, as long as that person
Cause you to lose
caused
face.
you to lose face." That's
and
it.
you can go to jail for it.
Yeah, but they paid. I think it's settled with a lot of money in court. But
So
yeah.
bullying is a big thing, whether it's bullying or cultural integration into the traditional hierarchy. Let us know what you think. I'm Stuart J. Raj,
Wimintra Raj.
and this is South by Southeast. Watch for the next episode. Bye.
Bye.